Hello hackers, I'm Ryan and I've been hacking things my whole life. I'm considering stopping that intro. It's a little dramatic, over the top. I'm not, I don't know. I just make, throw that thing away. So today we're going to be making, yeah, I just started the intro. Yeah, I'll start the girl. Yeah, just give me like, all right, bye. So, it's almost dinner time. So today we're going to be making a writing assistive tool for kids or late learning adults, anyone that needs to learn how to draw the alphabet. You can use the same principle for drawing shapes, drawing illustrations, anything that requires a lot of repetition. I got this idea from a gift that one of my neighborhood kids gave me, and I said, hey, how can I help them out? And so I made this, and I also made some shape writing tools and stuff like that. We're going to cover everything from setting up the file, what fonts to use, what to engrave, the settings, cutting the file out, making these for gifts, making them to sell, what you should charge for them. Also, I made a couple mistakes. I'm going to talk to you about how to not do that, all on the hackLAB. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Let's go check this out. I'm going to put my glasses on. I'm getting up there. So maybe do a new intro too. So we're in Illustrator right now, and I wanted to make sure you get the basics. I am first going to work on the letters, and this is sped up here, so I'm not that fast. So I'm just spacing the letters out. In the file, I have two fonts. If you want to go to thefont.com, you can find like sort of a handwriting font, but I also, my files include the two fonts that I made. I use an application called Font. It's an old application called Font Forge. And I went ahead and I designed the lines, and I'm making everything. I'm putting the area for the custom name at the top, and then I'm going ahead and block everything out. I should have done 5 letters per line. You want to do the max first that you're doing, but I didn't know that that was coming. It's important to have every different cut path or cut operation in Glowforge a different color. So I'm now going through and I'm changing all of the different operations, the cut operations or the etching operations or engraving, to different colors. ABC through all the way through Z. I'm trying to space these out, realizing that I won't have all 4 at that, at all 4 letters, and sometimes I'm going to have to fit in 5. But my mistake's coming up here in a minute that I didn't realize that I was making. So I'm going through and I'm just realizing that I needed to do 5. And now I'm going back and forth in terms of adding the letters and making sure they're right, double checking them, spacing them out. I realized that I can fit the 5, and I want it to be kind of chunky in the middle but not catch up at the end. And then I got the Z. So far they're all are there, and I went ahead and just duplicated all of my line sets, but I didn't realize that I forgot a line on the second row, which is A, B, C, D. Went ahead and saved, now that I created my source file, I want to create my production file, the SVG that Glowforge is going to use, so I need to flip it. But when I flipped it over, I realized that there was some mistakes. Now, when I'm doing production, I'm going to create outlines for all the different text. You don't want to send any typeface to your laser cutter. And so I'm also changing the colors of all the different operations. I'm centering things. I'm saving this as an SVG. Now into my app, if you're using Lightburn, I'm using a Glowforge or whatever you're using, I went ahead and got all of my toolpaths set up, and I went ahead and put the letters first as the operation and then the lines. Again, I didn't realize that I was missing that line, and I'm going to show you how I fixed it here. So I went ahead and cut out the design and etched it. I did my etch operation first of the letters, and then I did the lines, and then I went ahead and cut it out. And at this point, I still don't see that there's a line missing at A, B, C, D. So I'm just sort of happy. I'm like, wow, that worked. I also didn't realize that taking off the masking tape was going to be a little bit of a chore, but you don't have to do that if you're selling these. If you're giving it as a gift, go ahead and do that. And I just turned some music on and just enjoyed it. Still don't see that the line's missing. And I think I realized when I was going back to the A that things were looking a little bit bad there. So I just said, oh, I forgot the line. So I started to really think, and I think I left it and just went inside and I grabbed myself a mineral water because I was upset. And then I came back and I just started knocking things out. It seems that my thumbnail works better than anything else. Went ahead and took off the front. And then I went and I said, okay, how can I fix this? And I said, I'm going to cut the blank out of another piece of plexi because I'm going to do another one of these. And I ran a correction job. I went ahead and I created a fix file. And then I went ahead and I cut out the square. And then I went ahead and reinserted this blank right here back inside. Remember, I'm cutting it with the mirrored side down. And then I went ahead and got the line correct. So what I did is I cut out the square. And I couldn't remove this here. You want to put your magnets down because you don't want to move the outside shape. So I finally went and got one of my little picks and I was able to kind of remove it, but it was kind of hard. So make sure you get something that has a little hook to it, like something that scrapes off, like this little pick here. I was able to pick out the corner and then lift it up. And so you don't want to move the outside shape because the fit correction job is going to fit right inside that same square, the exact same placement. The only thing that you're going to do is you're not going to run the operation that will cut out that. So I'm going to ignore the outside square. I already cut that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to engrave that line that was missing up there at the top. And I've used this countless times to fix little errors that I'm making. You just have to just cut out the shape. And if you don't move your object, you're able to fix it correctly. So I went ahead and I sent that over. I think the job took a total of 60 seconds to finish that little line. So I'm running the etch job of that line that I missed. So I was able to save it. Now, there was no difference except a tiny bit of smoking that happened at the bottom. So you're going to want to use masking tape regardless. See the difference between the line there and there? There's a little bit of smoking that happens to that line. So anyways, when I was done, I went ahead and I put it into the Ziploc because I'm going to be giving it to my neighbor. I went ahead and put it in these big Ziploc bags. I'll link these below. You got these on Amazon. And I put in one pen here. And I'm not going to worry about if she eats the pen. She's kind of young. And then I went ahead and I delivered it over to my neighbor, but I'm respecting her by not putting her on YouTube. So that's it. Files down below. Whatever you do, make something that connects someone. Over and out. Peace.